right. Thank you guys so much. It's good to see some faces that we saw last year and a lot of new faces. This is a great outcome. So thanks for all being here. As you know, me and Freddie are always there at the Optum table to discuss any questions you may have. Thank you for everybody that's already stopped by. I do apologize for our corporate colors, and thank you for everybody who roll-tided me this morning. So thank you for that. We're going to talk about our 2023 OptumRX benefits. So a little bit about our agenda this morning. We're going to do a benefit overview. We are going to discuss how to find and utilize our prescription drug list and how to submit a reimbursement, in addition to what's new with our digital tools. The great news about the 2023 pharmacy benefit is that it is the same cost share and out-of-pocket costs for the regular cost share, not out-of-pocket max. We'll talk about that, as it was in 2022. So looking down, we're going to see Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. And we'll go over a little bit about what that means for the prescription drug list and really how to find out which tier your medications are on and what is the process for getting those drugs through the reimbursement process if needed. So Tier 2 is the preferred medications, and Tier 3, non-preferred medications. We'll look into a little bit more what that means. I'll give you some examples as we go through the screens. So as we discussed, the 2023 deductible and out-of-pocket max, the deductible is remaining the same, $200 for prescriptions that are submitted for reimbursement. Out-of-pocket maximum, per the federal guidelines, changes every year. This year it's going to be $9,100 for individuals and $18,200 for family. So that's really the only comprehensive change for this year. So we're going to jump right into how to find and utilize the prescription drug list. So as we know, generics, brands, it can get a little bit confusing. So let's talk about it, and I'm here to help you understand it. We drive all of our prescription drug lists off of something called a formulary. The formulary is basically a guidebook to see what is needed to fill this prescription, in addition to what tier it is on and what your out-of-pocket costs will be for that medication. Understanding the formulary is really important. I don't know if anybody's ever gotten to the pharmacy and they've stated something like you need a prior authorization or this medication is excluded. So what we want to do throughout the presentation today is not only teach you how to use the formulary, but also really work through our digital tools and how you can access that in a prescriber's office. So looking at the formulary here, once again, we're going to talk about the 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is really interesting in the fact that you see the Tier 1 generics have the $1 sign. Tier 2 generics have the preferred drugs, which is on the preferred plan. They're going to be lower cost. So although the members' out-of-pocket costs at the point of sale are primarily the same between the with your cost share for reimbursement, it's 80% reimbursement after you submit your brand name drug for reimbursement. However, the non-preferred drugs are going to cost you a little bit more in the forefront. So we're really going to talk about that. A lot of non-preferred and preferred medications have drugs that are clinically equivalent. So it is going to cost you a little bit more if you're on the non-preferred drug, and we're going to teach you how to find that just to make sure that you're getting the most out of your benefit. Tier 4, exception medications. There's certain medications on this PDL or the prescription drug list that have an exception where you pay 20% out of pocket and the claims go through for brand right there at the point of sale. These are not eligible for reimbursement. So that is the benefit, is paying the point of sale exceptions. So we'll definitely discuss how to find the Tier 4 drugs as well. On the PDL, there's also some interesting acronyms, and this is all on the front page of the formulary, so you don't have to write them down. They're going to be there, and I'll show you how to find it. There's certain acronyms that are throughout the entire drug list that tell you what is needed. An HCR drug, that's a healthcare reform drug, zero out-of-pocket cost to members for preventative medication. Prior authorization, I did have some discussions this morning with some of the unit heads about what a prior authorization is and how you get it. So these are definitely, your doctor has to take another step. We have to make sure that it's clinically appropriate for prescribing, and that's a safety, and making sure that we have all the information needed to be able to fill this prescription for you. A specialty medication, this is a very niche group of medications that we actually have a special pharmacy for that gets sent to your house. So these drugs, we want to definitely make sure that you plan ahead. It does take a couple of days to get set up and shipped out to you. In addition to, you want to see where it falls on our formulary. So those are just some of the acronyms you'll see throughout the formulary and really how to read them. So there is a table of contents that is completely organized by therapy class. Diabetes, heart conditions, etc. So it allows you to see really in order where it is and what the alternatives are, so you're not looking just for a name brand and or a generic. Here's an example of an actual page of the formulary, and we can take any of these medications. We took this screenshot mostly because it gives us everything that we need. So as you can see, the drug name is right there on the left. Drug tier, that's going to be our 1, 2, 3, 4, and specialty medications are called out. In addition to tier 1, tier 3, QL for quantity limits, and how you can discuss with your doctor about the prior authorizations. This is available both on our website in addition to the mobile app to see where it falls on that. So if your doctor is recommending a prescription, you can go ahead, see where it is on your formulary. The search screens, absolutely, you can search by drug name, you can search by therapy class as we discussed. Very easy, it's just Control F. It's also downloadable in the PDF. Where can you find your formulary? There's two places that we recommend highly to find your formulary. One is the LGHIB website under OptumRX. So we have the PDL right there. So the prescription drug list along with all of the front pages is right there at your fingertips. In addition to OptumRX.com. So we always recommend to create a member profile. We had a couple of discussions this morning about the importance of the member profile. When you log into your OptumRx member profile, it is the LGHIB data. It is your formulary. It is everything customized to be for the local government group. This helps members navigate throughout the system and really have those conversations with not only their prescribers, but their local pharmacies as well. So really important, create that, make sure that your profile is set up, and we highly recommend it. So it's right there under our member tools formulary. And that's how you can look up the online version by drug name, therapeutic class, and status tier. One of the fun things about doing it online is it gives you it right away. Just type in the name, and it's available versus going through, I think it's 90 pages now. Additionally, online with our member tools, it does give us an opportunity to assist in, we'll call it your cost, your out-of-pocket costs for that medication. So if your prescriber gives you Lipitor, there is a generic alternative that is going to be a lot less expensive, and it's available, as you can see, the tier 1 generic. Looking through, you can see if Lipitor at the top there, it provides you the generic name. So automatically you can ask your doctor, can I take the generic version of this? Generics are definitely clinically equivalent. And then if you look down at the bottom by the second arrow, excluded. So Lipitor is the brand name drug. It's excluded from your plan, so you will not be able to get reimbursed for that brand name medication. It is not covered. So you definitely want to talk to your prescriber about the generics. Here's the generics. When you highlight the generic, you see that it's covered with a tier 1 generic. How to receive a paper formulary. So I'm going to show this phone number a lot. And once again, this phone number ending in 1603, this number is a direct line to our member service department that is once again dedicated to LGHIB. So they're very good with your plan, they're understanding, and please, as always, feel free to call us anytime. We are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Paper formulary, if you prefer having it on hand, it's about this big. If you want one, we will ship it to you. So all you have to do is just come on in and say, please, please give us a paper formulary, and we'll have it right, so sent right over. we're going to talk a little bit more about our digital tools and some of the opportunities, network pharmacies, how to find and navigate different parts of your profile. Once again, really, really encourage everybody, and please encourage your members to create your member profile. So let's talk a little bit about some of the tools that we have to just increase your member experience, both at the point of sale, in your prescriber's office, and at home. So some of our key features, my favorite is price your medication. I was speaking with somebody this morning that stated from 1 month to the next, their prescription changes costs. That's 100% valid. Pharmacies set costs for medications. And so with that, it's not going to be the same every day, from month to month or day to day even. So what you want to do, if there's a little bit of a delta and you say, that's worth going to a second location, check it out. Price your medication. We'll go over a little bit how to do that as well. Pharmacy locator. Where's your nearest pharmacy? In-network. Make sure you go to an in-network pharmacy and really which one's closest to you, etc. Family and caregiver management. This doesn't always apply to everybody. It's really important though. If you're over 18, you have your own profile. If you're under 18, and you need somebody, obviously it falls under your family. However, any of the family and caregiver management, you can go on there and set up for covering your family and caregiving. So definitely, it's a nice tool to be able to do it online. You don't have to talk to anybody. Adherence text reminders. I'm not that great on my day-to-day. So adherence text reminders, if you're on a day-to-day medication, it will send you a text message just like if it was an alarm. So I always appreciate having that. Not so much for me, my husband, he definitely needed it. So, and then claim history and detail is another one that we'll discuss, especially for out-of-pocket costs. It is a combined. So having that information at your fingertips, having your claims history, what you've filled, and it goes back as long as you've been filling prescriptions. So it's definitely a great way just to have a simple printout. All right, so here is the front screen of our online website, and this is where we're going to learn how to find and price medications, find a network pharmacy, and view our claims and history. So my prescriptions. Looking at this, a current past medications, as I stated, you just choose how long you want to look back, print it out. There's also e-copies, so you can take that and just email it out, so you don't have to do any printing and scanning. So this is where we go in and we type in your drug, your quantity, your milligrams, and when you type that in, it gives you within as many pharmacies, 5 miles, 10 miles, 12 miles, what is the cheapest way to get your medication. So it prices pharmacies on that day all around. So you can absolutely find the cheapest medication in your area. So this is a tool, sometimes it's $1 or $2, it can be higher. Once again, it's dependent on the pharmacy, and you're going to get our best contracted rates, but unfortunately we don't set the prices for the pharmacies. So take this opportunity to really price out your medications. And if it's pretty consistent, it doesn't always hurt to look. So definitely a great option here, available on the Optum app and on the website. All right, looking more into our information center, this is where we can do programs and forms. There is a downloadable form for the DMR process, which we will talk about. The contact us, all of the information, anywhere from writing us a letter, emailing, phone number, in addition to education and FDA updates. Education is really important. We have a blog on there. There's a community. Type in your medication, type in your therapy that you're on. There's some really great information there that have been built by our Pharmacy and Therapeutics Committee, which they are a team of pharmacists and physicians that get together and talk about, new therapies coming up, past therapies, and really anything that's new to the market. So really interesting on there. Looking at your plan detail, your benefits information, your claims detail, PA, etc. Additionally, one of the things that we do is if you're on a PA, okay, the first time can be a little bit, I won't say difficult to navigate, but we're going to need to have your prescriber call in, etc. For the second time, or if you continue on that therapy, we reach out to your prescriber. We say, is this going well? Can we just sail it through for another year? So definitely, as soon as that's in there, we're going to let you know. Now, if there's some difficulty getting hold of your prescriber, etc., you're going to get a letter in the mail that says, your PA is up. Talk to your prescriber. Make sure that you can stay consistent and adherent on your therapy. The next one, the profile. This is my favorite. So as you know, there's a lot of things on a profile, and one of the most important for this group is address. Address. Communications go through to your homes, in addition to DMR processing if you're still getting a paper check in the mail. Please update your address. It's the easiest way that we can continue to send appropriate, and so you guys can be in the know on all of our communications. Also, with that, please update the board so that they have that as well for us to be able to send those communications, because that address is really important. We don't want to delay any communication. In the profile as well, this is where you can set up your medication adherence. This is where you can update your email and your phone number so we can easily contact you as well. So really, just as a closing for our digital tools, text messages, adherence, all of that on your phone, on the web, please use your digital tools because they are really helpful. And if you have any questions, call the number, and as I said, we'll help you through it. All right, so this I'm really excited about to talk about how to submit eligible claims for reimbursement. As you know, we have Tier 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Tier 2 and Tier 3 are our preferred and non-preferred brand name medications. Pay 100% at the point of sale, submit for reimbursement 80%. So this I know has been a really interesting learning experience for me and getting through all of these brand name claims, but I want to make sure that we educate all members on this benefit. I don't want to allow anybody to go through without getting reimbursed. So let's talk about it. Are there questions? Where is there education opportunities? What can we do to assist in educating the members on their Tier 2 and Tier 3 benefits? Tons of places you can submit a claim. My favorite is online. There is a paper DMR form, and we will talk about the new direct deposit as well that kicked off on June 1st. So we'll go a little bit through that. But please include your receipt. That's the easiest way to do it. Take a scan of your receipt, send it through, and we'll have all the information we need to process your claim in a short amount of time. The filling the brand name medication. So this is a copy of our e-form right there on the inside of the member portal. Once again, using the member portal, this is a link right in there. There is the paper copy as well, but if you click on this link, it'll take you directly through the e-form. So you get to choose your payment. So check by mail or direct deposit. This is a new function. I wasn't able to say this last year, but I did tell everybody we were going to get it done. So I'm very excited to be able to offer this to you. We are learning every day. We are taking suggestions if there's anything that we could do better. So please stop on by to see me and Freddie. This is our member services line. I'm going to keep saying that, 1603. Please give us a call if you have any questions. So this is the end of our presentation. Before I ask my trivia questions, is there any questions that you guys have for me? Jessica.
Can you speak to the benefit of the 60-day supply for the generic Tier 1 medications versus if it was a 90-day supply? And how it's actually cheaper for the 60-day supply. You may have to go to the pharmacy 2 more times during the year, but the cost is only $9 max versus $120 max.
You're absolutely right. If you look at a 12-month basis, the actual copay structure of doing it 6 times a year versus 4 times a year, it is a cost saver. So I know 60-day benefits aren't, usually what we see, but 60-day benefits are actually less costly to the membership than a 90-day benefit. And you're absolutely right, Jessica. And that's just one of the small things that, it does make a difference. It does save copays throughout the year, $40. That's a pretty good I'm sorry, $30. So that's 2 copays a year that are saved by doing a 60-day versus a 90-day. So I absolutely, thank you, Jessica, for bringing that forward. Oh, yes, hi. I have a spotlight.
Do we need to encourage the employees to check the formulators every year, those change along the tier every year?
That isn't a fantastic question. So formularies throughout are very static, with the exception of some drugs do change. So it's either a new and improved drug came out and that gets added to the formulary and it gets shifted through tiers. That happens. One of the things that we want to make sure is that we have your correct address, because if there is a formulary change in any aspect, if it goes from 2 to 3, even though it doesn't affect the cost share, we are still going to let you know. We're going to let you have that 60 to 90 days prior to the first of the year, or 7/1. There's 2 formulary changes a year. We're going to give you an opportunity to talk to your prescriber. Is there something different, better, new? Or does he or she want you to stay on that course of therapy? So absolutely, it's minimal changes, but it does affect individuals. So we do send out those communications. So great question. Thank you. Yes.
Is Clarendon going to allow the mail order?
And that would be a question for one of us. Currently, there are no plans for mail order. It's something that we look at from time to time. It's always kind of something that we
All right, I got a couple questions myself, and then we're going to give some couple of door prizes away. So, Michelle, do you know who has the microphone?
Jason Graham.
Jason Graham. All right. Welcome. Thank you. So the first one I'm going to ask, I don't have them written down and I'm sorry. What are the last 4 digits of the OptumRX LGH? Oh, you were first. Absolutely. 1603. All right. Yeah. I might have said it once or twice. All right. My second question is, what is the preferred brand tier? Jason, I'm going to let you make that decision. I did not see. So it is 2. Yes. All right, great. As far as, let's see, what's the next one? I should have written them down, Freddie. Now I forgot. So please list 2 things that you can do on the Optum website.
Got a hand right there.
Nope.
Your profile, your medication, your families, everything about that.
That's great. And I saw somebody else raise their hand. We got one more prize. I'll take another. Anything else? Yes.
You can price medication, doctor's market.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. That actually did it. So thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to offer one more time. Any questions? All right, great. Well, thank you all for your time. Me and Freddie will be over there, and we will hopefully see you later at the booth.